Good evening, members of the culture. Coming back at you with yet another video. Folks, we did give the Storm Collectibles some love, and remember, I like a lot of different figures, so I'm not just a Storm shill. I know somebody's gonna say that, but I like everything. So in my culture, I have the lines I like, and before anyone says, "Oh, Todd this, Todd that," man, is there anybody right now working harder than Todd McFarlane? He is at the end of this. He's got about, I guess, maybe a little over a year left with that license, I hear, and he is pumping them out. Todd is coming for your wallet with no regard at all for human life. He is pumping them out, but in that he's putting out some pretty good figures right now. The Kingdom Comes Superman is really cool, and this Page Punchers line I think is underrated. I was speaking with my man Jorge the other day and was talking about it, and I said, "Man, I've started to," and I guess maybe I'm late to every party, but I was late to getting to the Page Punchers. Page Punchers are actually some decent figures. They really are. They fly under the radar. Of course, Todd has DC Direct. He has Page Punchers, Multiverse for now. So he's pumping out as much as he possibly can, and I don't blame him. If I was in his shoes, I'd do the same thing. But I'm grateful for him pumping out stuff because right now these lines are getting dry, out there. All I'm seeing is maximum stuff, and don't get me started on that. I don't have a hate for it. Let's be clear on that. Like I said, like what you like. But Todd is consistently pumping out a lot of products. So for that, I do appreciate him. He is doing something to that it can increase this hobby. So as long as you putting out some good, decent figures, you all right with me. I don't care if you're Todd McFarlane or your name is Earl from down the street. As long as you putting in some really good figures and giving me something that's positive about this culture, some cool figures I like, some underrated characters, or even variations. Now, see, when I say variations, this is kind of that sketch look right here. But I tell you what, I like this look. I'm not a fan of the gold patina. Some people are, but I don't like that in any of them. I don't like it in the Cygor. I don't like it in Batman. I don't like it in Superman. I don't like it in anything. And that's not saying anything against it. If you like it, cool, like it. I just don't like the gold patina or patina or however it's pronounced. That's just not something that I like. I'm good with the regular colors, chase variants of different colors, and this sketch look. I mean, this black and white. I really do like that look. It's cool to me. And this Mister Freeze, although it's a different interpretation of what Mister Freeze would be like, it matches that comic and this storyline. I think it's pretty neat. So, folks, Todd is really, really, really hustling right now, and I'm just giving that man his flowers while he's here. Because my man Uncle Tim from Uncle Tim Rants and Reviews said it best that people that are ragging right now, they're going to miss McFarlane doing these figures, and I hope Mattel does justice by it. And personally, let me clear something up. If you like 6 inch, that's perfectly fine. I got used to 7 inch. I like bigger figures, right? So 7 inches is totally cool with me. Since I got in the game, and respect to all of you that, and I've been in the game a long time, but I was an inbox collector primarily, still am mostly, but it never really bothered me, right? So scale wasn't as big to me because I didn't have that many figures that were out of the box. But for those of you that did, I can understand why you said, "Hey, I like 6 inch figures. That's what I roll with." And now all of a sudden, I got 7 inches. I got to start over. Well, now we got people that like 7 inches are going to have to start over. Here we go again. Um, I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. But if you find what you like, man, you stick with it. There's no judgment here. But I'm telling you, for just my personal opinion, I think that I don't believe Mattel is as interested in giving us something like Captain Carrot, for instance. I don't think, or Hugo Strange's Batman, or Commander Steel, or a Captain Boomerang. I don't know that we'll get that gallery of villains as quickly with Mattel as we do with McFarlane. And that's not, again, saying anything about anybody else. That's just saying I personally like some of the obscure characters, and I think he did a good job of putting those out. And because he's an artist, he's probably going to think about doing stuff like this, right? That some people may not like. And if you don't, like I said, if it's not your cup of tea, then that's cool. We can agree to disagree and like what we like and still shake hands and be friends and have a great time in this culture. We don't have to all like the same thing. It's cool when we do, but we're all individuals, and that's what makes us tick and makes us special when we express what it is that we like. You know what I'm saying? So, folks, I'm not going to tie you up. I just wanted to take a minute to say Again, please keep being positive. Like what you like. You know, I just gave Todd his props. But this is not a post about Todd McFarlane. This is a post about positivity. This is a post about liking what you like. You're going to hear me say that a whole lot, right? A whole lot. Whatever it is that you like, whether it's Funko Pops, I collect some of those too. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm a big Turtles fan. You guys know that if you're watching the channel, so several of us are. And as you'll start seeing the podcast, you'll see what I'm talking about. Where we'll have a diverse group of guests that will be talking about different topics, all culture related. But I can't wait for that to happen and share that with you. This first one I think might be a little bit spicy. That's all I can tell you. I don't want to ruin anything, but I cannot wait, you know, to talk about toys and talk about culture. Folks, have yourselves the best evening possible. Okay. Thank you so much for everything that you do. And as we always say, until we meet again, please keep collecting, stay tuned, and above all, stay great.